Burra Media, this is Tula, and I'm in the building with Troy Kemp, the CEO of Chattanooga Prep. How you doing today?
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Anytime I get a chance to share something and hear something and learn something, man, I'm excited.
All right. Well, there's a lot of good news about Chattanooga Prep, especially with the basketball team just winning their third straight. But we got some other news that we want to share. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. We always tell the boys it's bigger than ball anyway, right? There's a trajectory, there's a journey. But, several years ago, the school started in grade 6, and last year we had the inaugural senior class, the founding class, to kind of follow their journey through graduation and really chronicle sort of how their expectations changed, how the outcomes changed and so forth. And anybody that knows anything about Chat Prep in the year 2025, there were some really unusual circumstances that these kids had to endure, and the school almost closed. Right in the middle of imagine you playing a game, you get in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left, and the power goes out, and everybody leaves the stands, and it was kind of like Spirit Airlines, man. It was like, hey, man, you ain't flying anymore. I don't care where you plan on going. Yeah, so a lot of uncertainty, and at a pivotal time in their life where they're trying to get their diploma, they're trying to work their way in through sports, like you said, work their way into the college and things, and then to have this situation happen. You have 50 out of 50 boys graduate, all received acceptances to college, scholarship money. You got all this stuff on the line, and all of a sudden, bags packed, potentially nowhere to go. Right. And I think, like I was saying, like their lives, a lot of our lives, there are things that we don't control, but actually impact how we move. And I think, for a lot of kids, we try to create an environment that creates stability and trust and all the other things, and all of a sudden this stuff almost went away. So, really the film was originally created just to document that class. You're the first ones. People will see this forever. Chat Prep in 20 years, this was the first class to come through. But it also became the most amazing story of resilience, community coming together, challenging, every emotion you have. And we want to show it to the public on May 12th at 6 o'clock. Okay, and where's that going to be at? So it's going to be at, there's a center that's part of the church that's right across the street from Chat Prep. So if you come to Chat Prep's front door, we're right across the street. It's a diagonal across, and it's a big youth center for the church. And it's a big space because we're gonna have popcorn, candy. We're gonna do it like the movie theater. Yeah. Because we want people. We had a preview for the internal people, the people who were part of it, and some of the donors and so forth. And it wasn't a dry eye in there. You literally get to see what life is like in Chattanooga a little bit for some of these kids. That's why we call it undiscovered. There are a lot of kids walking around and nobody ever says hello. All they want to do is read about them in the paper when it goes wrong. Right. What about when it's going right? Right. So we're trying to tell a different story. And that's one of the problems with sometimes with media or with the way that we accept media is we're usually the negative headlines is what usually draws us in and usually gets people reading. And so despite all the things that they have done positive up to that point, that's when some people finally learned about the school maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because they hadn't really taken the time, but then, the negative headline, let me read about this. And people remember the negative. Yeah, they don't remember the positive. You go on Amazon and order something, you're going to click on the 5-star and the 1-star. Yeah. Because you want to find out what people say. And I think this is an opportunity for people to see it for themselves. Literally, you see the kids waking up, going to school, going to practice, what they dream about, the process of applying for college. There are a lot of kids in Chattanooga that have nobody has high expectations. Right. A lot of kids, the ceiling's not high enough, and people don't have any goals or any vision for a lot of kids. That's where the gap is. There's a trust gap, and there's a vision gap. And what we're doing is at school has said, our vision is for you to go to college. You can choose not to, but you're going to be ready. Right. And you're going to be ready for a career. Why not? Right. Let's play some offense. Yeah. And then, so the name of the film is The Undiscovered Class. And this documentary starts from the beginning of what grade would you say? Well, it actually, they started filming it just for the senior year, but we had some footage from when they were 6th graders. Right. So there are quite a few of them that were there that first day the school opened, so there's some footage to kind of catch people up as to, wow, you see the same kid as a senior, but to hear them talk about how they think and about what they're doing, and it kind of ends with them going to college, right, and showing up and actually moving in college. So, who gets to see it in 40 minutes? In 40 minutes, we get to chronicle. It's like a roller coaster. Right. Literally, you go up, and then vertical, and then what it took to kind of turn it around. And so I think it was out of a godsend in some ways. I tell people, you don't know your roof is leaking until it rains hard enough. Right. And I think these kids deserve the absolute best When I came to town in about a year ago, you know, it was a hurricane going on. But there were people in this city said, this city needs this school. These boys need this school. And the parents who stayed, we have 48 seniors this year. They all could have been somewhere else. We lost more kids. We lost 120-something kids. They went everywhere because they were afraid. And I don't blame them at that time. Now we got a record number of people trying to enroll. A record.
That's good.
So that's the thing, man. Who gets to be a part of that?
And I do know that when everything happened and the negative headlines were everywhere and, you know, the uncertainty happened, I do remember when I first heard your name being mentioned, the people that I respect and people that I hang around that knew you said, oh, this is the right decision. This is going to be the right move. And they had a lot of faith in you. So that's a testament to what you've done, the work you've done.
People, but, you know, it's so funny because I coach football, I coached lacrosse, and I was a head lacrosse coach. And I promise you, every time we stepped on the field, people thought we'd win. People believed we were going to win until somebody proved we couldn't. And I think if you have that kind of optimism and also preparation, you got to have that kind of attitude about life. I told him, man, I said, I came in the game with Chat Prep. It was fourth quarter with about 4 minutes left on the clock. I said, well, we got enough time to put something on the board. Let's see what we do. But really the key is to surround yourself by people who are aligned in terms of mission, who care about the work, not just people who are capable of doing it, but the ones who show up when they don't have to. That's how you build community like that. And these kids deserve it.
All right. And they also deserve us to all come and see this film, and it's The Undiscovered Class, May 12th. And all they got to do is show up at Chat Prep and then right across the street at that youth center.
And if they can go to Chat Prep, ChattanoogaPrep.com to RSVP. It has all the information about location and so forth on there. But they just go to our website. It kind of pops up. You got to go. You got to click to get off of it because it's going to be a little bit of everybody there. And the kids, the best part is they're inviting all their friends because one thing I heard a kid say, one of our young men, we were doing a admission event, and we asked the question and said, what's changed the most about Chat Prep in the last year? He said, honestly, a year ago when they said Chat Prep, I was embarrassed. Now I'm proud. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You're going to be better in the place where you're proud of.
So just like we've cheered them on in all the sports and everything to them, we need to cheer on this senior class in this documentary and see some of the great work that you all are doing over there. So we appreciate you, and we'll show up May 12th over at Chat Prep, and we'll be checking out this Undiscovered Class. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. I appreciate the opportunity. I honestly appreciate the media for creating positive stories and giving us a chance to share some light. It's there. Y'all, you know, my life's work is research on boys and why boys represent 85% of discipline problems, 85% of the kids incarcerated. Hey, let's change that narrative. Let's go. That doesn't mean lock more girls up. It just means be better by these boys. Play a little offense. So thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you.